One thing you guys have to give the Japanese fans, they are hilarious with their outfits. I mean, they're showing right now a lineup of people in complete outfits. Basically the jerseys. And here they go. They're off to the races. Bad. Is it which one? And this is Iwasa out on track first. We've got Bottas, Stroll, and Hamilton are the first ones out on track at the moment. And again, it'll be a couple minutes. We'll get our first times. It's like Joe and maybe Norris are also on track as well. So we are going to get. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how Iwasa performs in that car. Just looking at what you guys are saying in chat, see if there's any questions popping up. Maybe an LA scroll on the helmet for the max effect. Even Codsworth. Why are we talking about Fallout? Norris, Max, Magnussen, Oscar, Sainz, Leclerc, Gasly, Alonso, Tsunoda, Perez. The only three who have not come out, the two, Williams, Sargeant Albin, and Hulkenberg are the only ones who have not on track. So it's going to be crowded out there. Is Suzuka high? I believe Suzuka is very high degradation because they are using the three hardest compounds. Let's see if I'm low. Yeah, again, this one's asking about Ricardo again. He's not in this session. He is being basically he's got the Iwasha is the doing a session FP1 session, which is early. This is the fourth round, so this is actually very early. See if I get my audio boosted. So who is Iwasa? Iwasa is an F2 driver who basically in the Red Bull family. He's also a Japanese, which is why he is here. Looking else, what else you guys are talking about? Other things that are going on right now. We've got to give some credit here to Haas. They've put out 6 points. They've earned points, which we didn't expect them to be. They were dead last year, and they're basically pulling out points out of nowhere when we didn't expect them. Double points last week, not last week, in the last race in Australia. That's a big deal. I know we did have two retirements. Max and Hamilton both retired, but the fact that they got into with those retirements, they got into those those two slots for those points. You got to give them that in that backfield. So we've got definitely the front field and the backfield. The front field being the top five being Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferrari, McLaren, and Aston Martin. And then the backfield we've got basically Haas being the best of the rest in that case. Again, Iwasa is an F2 driver. He's in the Red Bull family, and he's in Ricardo's car right now. So right now we've got Norris and Hamilton doing 132s on the track. Everyone else has done 134, 135. So we still haven't gotten through. I wouldn't say the 132s, but we'll probably see those drop much sooner. Yeah, and it's not that it's common for junior drivers. It's actually it's a relatively new requirement to F1 that each team needs to run a rookie driver in each of the cars, essentially. Williams, well, Sargent's out on track, but Albon's not yet, and it's only about 6 minutes into the session. We'll give it if he doesn't come out in the next like 5 minutes or so, that's going to be an issue. Those drivers who've done basically an installation lap, Stroll, Iwasa, Bottas, and Verstappen, they've only done 1 or 2 laps each. Whereas we got three going on to 4 with Norris, Hamilton, and the others. Max is not on the track. He went out for an installation lap, and he's come back in. He only did 1 lap. Can you guys hear me a little bit better? I'm holding the mic in a different way. Let's see if that helps. So I'm looking at what is going on at the moment with you guys. People rooting for Lando. And Russell being a snitch on everyone as usual. This is interesting. Is that looks like Mercedes got a blue tint on their car for this weekend. That's interesting. Carlos, I'm not sure who he was. Just threw up his hand up at someone. I couldn't get the car. One of the Aston Martins has it's Lance Stroll's car, so he's got an aero rake. So that's why he only went out for 2 laps. He went out, did his aero rake work, and has now come back in. Part of the aero rake, of the back of the aero rake was dangling. That's interesting. Someone's asking what happened with Hamilton. He did not finish the last race, but right now he's in P2 with a 132.1945. Russell has done a 133.290, with about more than 0.3 tenths off his teammate at the moment. Looking at action on track right now, we're following F1 TV is following on Carlos Sainz. Albon is finally getting on track. He's on his outlap right now. And Sainz just hit 300 in the speed trap. They were recording it as doing a 292, about 181 miles per hour. Norris right now doing 2 purple sectors and then 10th off in sector 3, doing 131.781. Sainz goes P2 132.667. Though Alonso just took that with a 132.021. And Alonso went fastest in sector 3 until Hamilton just took that for. They're within tenths of each other. Alonso did a 118.66. And Hamilton did a 118.115 in that sector 3. So we're within hundreds. We're talking about hundreds of digits in that sector 3 between those two. Perez going even faster in that sector 3, going P2 18.109 in that sector. Total lap time was 131.813. Within a tenth of Norris's time, to be quite honest. So we've got some crazy bunching up going on, particularly at the top. So everyone on track right now, they did this all on medium tires. Sainz is the only one out there on a hard tire, and so is Magnussen. Those are the only. Nope, Perez is on a hard tire. So those are the 3 that I can see on the board that are on hard tires. Everyone else is on medium tire. People are asking again about Ricardo. He is out of this session because they have put in Iwata for basically rookie driving, and it's because it's Japan. It now gives the Racing Bulls a all Japanese affair. Leclerc just going faster in that sector, done an 18.096. He's done a P4 with a 132.314. Again, one of the interesting stories is how Sargeant is going to respond. And he's so far going over those curves. He's going over curves aggressively. That's interesting. Having lost his car due to his teammate crashing his, and now getting the repaired tub, that's a mouthful, to be quite honest. Falling along with Russell, and they are hitting those curves hard. That is something that we may need to keep an eye on through these practice sessions of how hard they are hitting these curves. No one's not out of control, but they are sparking. Russell's going to do a P3 lap, 131.947. So less than 0.2 difference between. Yeah, Russell did it's a 0.166 difference from Norris's lap. Max has returned to the track. He's on an outlap right now. Looking at right now, we've got, looks like Max is now starting a flying lap. Though he is on a hard tire. So this will be interesting. Yeah, one of the things Suzuka is saying, Sainz can write his own check right now. Having said that, though, he is still technically without a futurely unemployed driver at the end of the season. He does not have a seat for next year just yet, and we don't know where he has gone. Max just did finish his sector 1. He's about 0.3 off. Again, he's on hard tires. Hamlin just moved up to P5 on a medium tire, 132.048. And then we got Max going through the speed trap. He doesn't seem to be going different speed trap. Here we go. 280 to 90. Hits 301. And in the speed trap, he does a 295, 183 miles per hour. And I'm trying to see, Max in this case goes a P9, does a 132.635. Again, so he's 0.4 off that pace. But again, he's on a hard tire, so he's not on. They've done mediums and they've done mediums so far. I think Perez is the only one who's done a hard tire. Norris right now did a 131.781. He's the top of the board right now, and that was on a medium tire. Huh. So Camilo Sato is in the Racing Bulls garage behind the section, Ricardo's side, which Iwata is in right now. He's about to go back out onto track. Right now, his teammate Sonoda's on track. He's on medium tire with done 7 laps on that already. His fastest lap has been a 132.312. Russell improves on his time with a 131.825. Alonso has just put together a new fastest for a sector, 32.084 in that sector. About a half a tenth faster than Norris is. He's not finished in sector 2 just yet. And he has a 141.50. Oh, wait, maybe up right. So Alonso just finished his lap, and he does a 131.781. Same time as Norris. Now, because Norris set his time first, he's technically ahead of Alonso in that case. We've got Perez putting him lap together at the moment. He's improving on his time. He's got some fastest subsector sector 2. He's about to finish that. Here comes Perez. He's about to finish that sector. He does a 41.545. And I'm not sure what tire he is on. He is on a hard tire at this time. So right now, the only one who's not set a time would be Stroll, Iwata, and Albon. And Iwata is out on track right now. Trying to get in like. Now I want to say again, Brian, to quit. These are the people who are in green and chat. They've been enjoying the channel. Basically, someone either has paid for them for this month, or like me, they are throwing a few bucks each month to help support the channel. One of the benefits for joining the channel is that there are some special emojis specific to this channel. Again, my favorite is the box, which I'm going to throw in the chat. You don't have to, but it's a useful perk. Again, if you're here month after month, you also get a super chat for free, which is nice. One of the other things that you guys can do is that we do have a Discord channel, and we've been active. Pretty much again today we've been active very much throwing videos, weekend update, whatever. There's another video about which team has brought upgrades this weekend has been thrown up, and there's a couple others. Melly's asking if where's Daniel. Daniel is right now not in this session. He's being replaced by Iwata for free practice for FP1 free rookie driver practice, and that's a requirement that each team runs a rookie twice, one for each car essentially each year. It is unusual to have it happen this early, but given that we've got Yuki in one car and Iwata in the other, we're here doing this in Japan. Todd, another one of our green chatters. Is there any rain forecast for the weekend? Yes, there is. So there won't be rain forecast for today, the Friday sessions or the Saturday sessions, but Sunday race there is a chance for rain, and that is a issue that we will deal. Well, Ryan will deal with it when it happens. Mind blowing. It's asking what sector times are highlighted or color coded. So basically, the colors green means that the driver has improved on their time in that sector or that lap at the end of and so there's the 3 sectors and then the total lap time. When you see a purple come up. That means in that particular sector or that lap, that is the fastest that anyone has gone in that particular section. So that is best in the session, best so far. And right now, Norris has his number, the number one highlighted because he's gone the fastest so far this session. Now, technically, Alonso's gone the same time, but because he's gone second with that same time, he's listed second. Why are there a few little drivers on track? They've been on. A lot of them have been on track. I mean, we've gone about a good 22 minutes so far in this session. So they've gone out, done 6, 7, 8, 9 laps. Tsunoda and Gasly have done 10. They're still on track though. That's ironic. But like Sainz, Leclerc they've done a particular program. They're coming back into the pits. They're gonna reset and set up for another program that they need to do. I mean, right now they are trying to get data on where the track is this weekend and how the tires are performing. Where's Albon? I mean, he's been out on track. Right now he's in the garage, but he's been out on track. He's done 3 laps. Stroll has gone out, done installation laps. Stroll did something with an aero rake, and it looks like he damaged the back of the aero rake, so that's going to be interesting. Why is Tsunoda a different color than Iwasa? Because basically Iwasa's color is basically with the people who we're getting our data from, they have marked Iwasa as a different color than the team color. Max just did a blazing first lap, improved on Sector 1, Sector 2 times, but has the fastest Sector 3. In fact, he's gone into the 17 seconds in that sector. I don't think anyone, they've all been 18 seconds. I think 18.1 was the fastest by Alonso previously. So Max is a 131.463 for the total lap. Whereas Max has been flying. Yeah, that's like a 0.3 difference from Max to Alonso and Norris's time. What power did Max use? He used a hard tire. That's what F1 is showing right now. Iwasa's starting a flying lap right now. And Bottas is also there doing a flying lap. The only ones, but it's just Max, Valtteri, Gasly, and Iwasa on track right now. And Iwasa's a 2.1 off on a medium tire after Sector 1. So that's going to be a slower lap than we expect. But he's rookie. This is like one of the few times he's been in an F1 car. So where's Ricardo right now? Iwata's in his car right now doing FP1 rookie training. And Max is off the grid at the moment. So we've got Albon, we got Bottas, we got Iwasa out on track right now. So we have 3 cars. Again, people are basically have gone in. Again, we had about 15, 20 minutes of several cars on track. We're now coming in. They've gone in and now doing some work on those cars for the next program that they're going to go out on. Yeah, this is testing session, Lek. This is only just testing. It's a practice session, and so that's, we're looking at what's going on. looks like they're trying to. Haas is about ready to send out. Again, this session is not going to be representative, or like for quali or for race. FP2 was going to be more representative of what we might see during the race or just see during quali. Terry, you're a little too early for asking for driver of the day. This is not the race itself. Come back in 2 days. Come back. You're 48 hours too early for saying that. We've got about 33 minutes left in the session right now. Again, you guys listen to the Race Statistics YouTube channel. This is Grash with you right now. We are live in Japan. Well, they're live in Japan. I'm live in Texas. A beautiful 81 degrees here in Texas, whereas my parents and brothers got 8 foot of snow and more up in New England. Huzzah! Got sad wedge. Let's go Ferrari. Jenny hopefully Sauber is better. Steak or kick is better this time than and Joe Bottas will score points. Well, if they can do a decent pit stop, they would be able to do that. And you don't need to repeat yourself. We heard you the first time. Stroll just improved on his time. Did a 132.492. That's only going to get him P11. Again, right now we've got Hamilton, we've got Stroll, Albon, Iwasa on track right now. Oh yeah, I knew you guys got a lot of snow. It was a foot to a foot and a half in the New Hampshire area. And you've got outages because it was wet snow too. Larry Merrick, another one of our newer chatters. He hates the chicane in the blue sector. That's sector 3. It's sharp and abrupt. William Maurice, I wish the snow was during the middle of winter. Again, it is not unheard of to get a snowstorm or a big snowstorm in April in the New England area. So it is what it is. But hey, I don't live there anymore. I don't have to shovel it. So, moving on. Terry says it's going to rain, so it's going to give you the worst deja vu. What is the deja vu that you're going to get? I am curious to hear from. Hamilton just did a fastest first sector and second sector, and he is cooking along in that sector 3. He is on soft tires. I think he is the first one to go out on soft tires, if I'm not mistaken. And he's going to go full purple with that sector 3, 17.943, 130.543. Though, having said that, Norris has just come sector 1 with a 131.799. Again, hundredths difference between Hamilton and Norris in that first sector. He goes well in that first. And we have our first yellow flag. Is he going to get moving again? It's going to be a red flag. He is okay. Logan Sargeant has stopped. He's also missing part of a front wing that's he's in the dirt. Let's take a look at what happened there. Tracker, driver cans. Yeah. The bulk of the commentators are saying the bulk car is in one piece. He's lost his front wing. Let's take a look at his. I'm gonna go bounce to his. Wow, I got his driver can, and it's just a big shot of his behind. That's nice. Let's go back. No, go back 2 minutes. So we'll see what is going on. So this happened about a minute and a half ago. He goes around. All right, so he starts his lap. Gets around turn 1 successfully. Goes a little wide. And still following along. His lap looks good so far. I'm trying to see where he loses control. Okay, so he went wide. Okay, yeah. So basically Logan went just a little too wide, over adjusted, and lost control of the car and went into the Lavolo Tech Pro barriers, and lost his front wing. He's okay. He got out of his car perfectly fine. He told on the radio he was okay. But yeah, this is not good. So we're gonna jump back to the live stream. Yeah, they're gonna have to take a look at the car. The gearbox. They're saying the gearbox might have taken a whack. That might have. Again, we've got a red flag because Logan Sargeant has lost control of his car. He's beached it, lost his front wing, but he also did hit the Tech Pro barrier. So it's a matter of getting the car off the track, and then getting those barriers back into place. It looks okay. Again, Logan will be out of the rest of this session. We suspect that Logan was using the Albin's car. Basically, it was the chassis that was banged up in Australia. It was repaired. It doesn't look like there's any chassis damage. He basically spun, and the front wing hit the front of the car hit. None of the wheels collapsed. It was really more the wing getting collapsed and getting ripped off. So it will be that car will get a check over. I suspect that it will be okay. That it got bounced. The replay's worse. Oh, so when he spun, he got some air as well. That's interesting. He got some air on that car. That's not good. They got a replay from one of the cameras on track, and it's clearly he's got some air on that car. Again, we got 24 minutes left in this session right now. We are in a red flag session. Because Logan Sargeant doesn't know what a kilometer is. I don't know what else to say, guys. It is Logan Sargeant who lost control of his car, got some air, spun around, lost the front of his wing. I suspect we'll probably be back on track within the next 4 minutes or so. He hit the techno barrier, but it wasn't like a really hard crash. Like, it didn't dislodge the techno barrier. I know you guys are like, well, what a Joker driver, blah blah blah, Logan Sargeant, but yeah, I'll be honest with you guys, he is not the worst driver I've ever seen in F1. Bottom line, he's not a great driver. I'll give you that, but he's not the worst driver I've ever seen. Brian pointing out Latifi wasn't that much better. That's very true. He was not that much better. Mazepin was really bad. I don't think he scored. He never scored any points. I think the marshals have cleaned up the track for the most part, but most of the debris was off the track. So that is the issue here at that. That's, and right now they've got it on the crane, putting it onto the flatbed. So they're actually moving pretty good. Again, I want to thank everyone here. We've got about 3,252 watching right now. We've got 415 likes. Hey, now's a great time to give us a like on this. It helps us with the YouTube algorithm. You've got 119,000 subscribers. We will probably hit 120 by the end of this weekend if things go as they've been lately. Wow, we're at 119 already? That's huge. Again, I want to thank you. This is the Racing Institute channel, and this is Grash doing commentary. And right now we are in the red flag moment with Grash after Logan Sargeant decided to get air and spin his car and lose his wing. And they are playing the replay. Oh, he hits... I think he hits a curve backwards, and he bounces him up. So there is... And part of it is that he went wide on the curve that he lost it on. It actually looks worse in slow motion. It wasn't as bad on the driver cam, but now that they've gone in slow motion on it, you can see the lack, how much he had lost control. Max teased, how would you rank Latifi, Mazepin, and Sargeant? I put go Latifi, Sargeant, and Mazepin in that order. Mazepin did not score any points and was booted from Loki, the flying bear. Ooh, that is definitely true. We've got a Japanese fan in Ferrari colors, and he's basically got a traffic cone that has been painted, decked out with wheels and a wing to look like the nose cone of a Ferrari car. You gotta love the Japanese fans. They always bring it. So session's going to resume at 21:11 local time. So that is about a minute or so. And teams are now setting their cars up to line up at the at the end of the pit lane. We've got 19 minutes left in this session, guys. I want to thank everyone who's been here. Thank you who dealt with the red flag. And we've got green light. And Max is the first one to have lined up on the pit lane. And I believe Checo is second out. We have a Mercedes. I can't see the number. It looks like was Russell, but I could be very wrong on that. Yeah, it was Russell. So this is the first three who got out on track. So they're going to get relatively clean air going around. We've got 3 wide. Ooh. So we got the 2 Mercedes and one of the Ferraris going 3 wide for no good apparent reason. That is crazy. I think Russell is the third. Why is he going slow on the corner? Is Logan's chassis fine? It looked okay, but it did get air. It did take a bump coming down. So it's a question of this is the damaged chassis that Albon. This is the chassis that Albon crashed in Australia as well. So it's a matter of, is it okay? This is one of those we won't know until FP2 what the situation is going to be there. So we've got pretty much everyone is on soft tire with the exception of Bottas, Stroll, and Zhou. Gasly, Ocon are not on track, and again, as we mentioned, Sargeant has crashed out earlier. The black and white flags given to Hulkenberg. He basically crossed over the pit lane line. He will probably be handled after the fact. He'll probably be given that this is the first time I think this has happened this season. He'll probably just be given a warning, and nothing else will come from it. But if he were to do that during a race, that would have brought in either a 5 or 10 second penalty. We've got people rooting for Lando, people rooting for Max in chat. And Max has gone with a new fastest lap, 1:30.056, and Perez is two tenths behind with P2. Did a faster sector 2 than Max. Sainz has gone P3. Russell's gone P4. Alonso's has gone P6. Albon has gone P9. Those are the new times that have been set so far. And again, Red Bull has done that on a soft tire. Got 15 minutes left to go in this session right now. Again, this is free practice 1. We've had one red flag because because Logan Sargeant basically decided to go airborne and do a spin around. We have also had Ricardo out of this session. Iwa basically is in his car for this session. He's now P13. His teammate is P9 in this session. Ricardo will be back in the next session. Again, this is the free FP1 free practice rookie testing that happens. No. See, the FP does matter because we just had Logan bin up his car. So he's going to lose the rest of the session, and God knows if the car is okay to drive in the next session. And I suspect it will be, but he's lost time on track. He's caused damage to one of the wings. When is free practice 2? It is today. It will be so when this session ends and after 13, it'll be about 2.5 hours. Again, we're getting a replay of the Hulkenberg black and white flag. So it looks like that Hulkenberg got that black and white flag because he was basically trying to get by someone. And he just touched the line, basically. Again, 13 minutes left in the session. You are listening to the Racing Tips YouTube channel. This is Grasher Riza with you today, here for your free practice 1 session. Those of you who have not liked or subscribed, now's a great time to do it. We go live for every session, so this weekend is a regular session, so we will have free practice 2, free practice 3, quali, and the race itself will be live for. So again, we've got Max and Checo P1, P2 on soft tires, Sainz P3, with Russell, Hamilton, Leclerc rounding out the top 6. Willie Murray is asking, how do you get permission to show this? We're not actually showing anything that is copyrighted. Like the data that we're showing, that is, we're not showing the F1 stats, from the website. We're not showing the chart we're showing is not F1's chart. We're not showing anything that's copyrighted. So we've got Perez and Oscar Norris are coming out for outlaps right now. So they're saying that the McLarens went out on medium tires. And it looks like if our tire chart is be honest, they have used tires probably. No, Tyler, he's only 21st out of 20 drivers. We've only had 21 drivers in this season so far. Ooh, this is spicy. Salvador Alves is saying, bro, talking trash about Lewis, but you can't forget that Lewis destroyed the Ferrari boys with the worst car. Ooh, that's spicy. No, Iwasa's not. We can't make a comparison to Ricardo because he's not in this session. For those who don't know, Iwasa is a F2 driver. He is a junior driver in the Red Bull system. and again, he's in for Ricardo's car for this session due to, this is a regulation that every team needs to run a rookie in each one of their cars during FP1 during the year. We will see a lot more of this happen later in the year, particularly at the end of the year. I know in Abu Dhabi last year we got like 10 rookies in one session. So that that is something. This has usually happened later in the year. Putting Iwata in the car now in Japan, again, it's Japan. It's his home country. That's why we're doing it. It is very much a very promotional, uh, grab attention moment. When particularly that the other driver is Yuki Tsunoda, another Japanese driver. We've got Sainz now on an outlap right now. So we've got Perez, Sainz, Hamilton, Oscar Sonoda, Norris, Bottas, Ocon, Gasly, Zoe, Magnussen on track. So the only ones who are not out is Verstappen, Russell, Leclerc, Albon Hubbard, Bottas has just gone to the pits, Stroll, and then Sargeant out of the session having crashed. We've got 8 minutes to go in this session right now. The only one right now who's improving on their times was Sonoda, but did he just go back into the pits? No one's really improving on time. Gasly maybe improving on his time. He did a 32.43 in that sector one, though we're seeing 31.6, 8 tenths off that already. Improvement in time, but still 8 tenths off. He's in his third sector right now. Yeah, Daniel will be back for FP2. It's just basically Iwasa's in his car for this session, and it's just a free it's a FP1 rookie requirement that they're doing. And Gasly's going to improve in his time of 132.227. Still only P15. His teammate is P16. He's 1/10 faster than 0.08 faster than his teammate. Having said that, Iwasa's P14. Yeah, I think so. What Iwasa's doing good is Berman would do in that car. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened with the Racing Bulls. We were kind of fed a line that oh, this is really the RB19, and it's they're going to take as much as possible. But it looks like they've taken as much as they can, but don't have the pieces that made the RB19 really fast, apparently. So this is see where this goes. People are saying there are theories about kicking out Danley doesn't perform as expected. That's actually been reported that I've seen that. Basically, we've seen that story in a couple places already. A stat that came up, and it's a very damning stat. The gap from Daniel Ricciardo to his teammate Yuki Tsunoda is the same gap that De Vries had to Tsunoda last year at this time, and that's not a stat you want to be bringing up, want to be comparing to. So this is we will see how he performs in FP2, but it is a moment of basically it's a put up shut up moment with Daniel at the moment. Right now, looking at the board, we've got about 4 minutes left in this session. Ocon has moved up to 11th. And that's the only improvement on the board in the past few minutes. So Tars just said they're over this respect for Logan, and there is a definitely, yeah, it's hard to like put together, like it's a brutal logic, heartless logic that if you have only one car between your two drivers, you put your best driver in that car, regardless who was driving it previously. That's the brutal. The problem is that Albon didn't score a point, and that's what you needed. Modesh in chat saying Yuki gets no respect from spectators, although everyone he races against thinks he's rapid. Um, the problem with Yuki is that he is a decent driver. He is not a great or elite driver. That's the problem. And there was, I think Will Baxton was earlier today mentioned basically like Red Bull's not looking at Yuki to move up to that into the second car at Red Bull. And part of the issue with him is that he is a Honda driver. Let's put it this way: he's sponsored directly by Honda. Red Bull's leaving Honda. Like next year will be the last official year with Honda, and after that they will be moving. It will be with Ford full time, and Honda's going to move to Aston Martin, effectively making Aston Martin the Honda's work team. The problem is that the talent, the personnel, and the a lot of the intellectual properties that Honda has, Red Bull bought up. When Honda said they were getting out of F1, Red Bull bought out a lot of those assets and formed the Red Bull powertrain unit. And that they've all gone, a whole slew of people have gone there. 2 minutes ago, 2 minute warning. We have a mix of tires across the board. Pretty much, people are coming in the pits. They're doing some of their adjustments. If they're not coming out at this point, if they may be coming out just so they can go around and at the end of the session do a practice start. I don't see anyone. Stroll maybe. See, no one has got anything green on the board at the moment. We'll see how there's a lot of traffic out there, so. People are asking about after this session happens again. We are 1 minute to go in this session at this point. After this session, there will be about 2.5 hours gap between FP1 to FP2. We will be back most likely in 90 minutes from now with music, and then I will be back about 10 minutes before the session FP2 session starts. Yeah, I'm commentating FP2. I mean, I don't have work in the morning, so. Well, actually, I do have work in the morning. I have a seminar to go to. It's an online seminar, but still, I get to go to Epic Games. 20 seconds to go in this session, and I'm going with the timer on my stream, my F1 TV stream. And here we go. 5 seconds to go. And this session has ended. We've got people still going around. And no one's really improving on any times. We're not getting any flying laps at the last minute. So I want to thank everyone here. We've got 3,645 of you. We've got over 500 likes. Thank you so much. We're at 119 subscribers so far. If you haven't liked and subscribed, now's a great time. You hit that bell. You will know when we go live again in about 90 minutes. You'll know when we go live for each session, whether it is practice, the sprint race, the qualies, or the race itself. We actually did go live for the preseason testing as well. So there's that as well. You guys have no need to go anywhere. When this stream ends, you'll be brought to the FP2 session. And if you guys want to talk more between the sessions, there is our Discord channel. I'll be dropping that in chat in one moment. Oh, Discord. There we go. Discord and chat. Come join us. What are you guys doing? Guys complaining because Max went first in FP1. That's really mature, you guys. Yeah, who was second? Perez was second. Sainz was third. Russell, Hamilton, and Leclerc in that order. Alonso was seventh. Oscar is eighth. Tsunoda was ninth, and Norris rounds out the top 10. This has been the Racing Team Channel coverage for Free Practice 1. We will be back for Free Practice 2. Again, this is Grash. I've been your commentator, and I will be back with you in 2.5 hours. I will see you soon. Take care, everyone.